That's a bold assumption, though.
They may have known that there were only 2 players on the inside, right? And thought, oh, we've got the numbers advantage, something like that. It just doesn't pan out. I mean, as I said before, another major contributing factor, Zed Wolf getting that first knock, right, to make it a 2 versus 2. And Regnum kind of regrouped very quickly. But now, I'm looking back at the map, they've split up again. They're going back to that 2-2 split. They're confident to go back towards that position, and nobody backfilled them.
Well, D Plus already down, right? That's the team that challenged for that position. So you're sort of certain at the moment that there is less teams in this area. So I think it should be absolutely okay for Regnum Kai if you go for this 2-2 split. What we see multiple times from them. They're very happy to regroup whenever necessary. They have 2 strong spots to play in as well. So they're trying to confirm over towards Yas Fields as well as the center of this circle too. I think it's a reasonable approach for this one, John.
Trying to hold a lot of ground. We'll see if they are successful. That north side against Team Flash, very likely to stay stagnant. I'm looking at Ulf and wondering, they're a bit of a wild card. They may be the team to try and break that accord on the middle side. Now on the east, we're on board with the last player from Alter Ego after their conflict with Alpha 7. Definitely wanting to keep this one going. Spray down, does manage to land it. Has a big pickup for Rosemary and a nasty surprise for Alpha 7, along with the circle. A nasty surprise for everybody else in this one, going up towards the Asfield and even north of that beyond, touching Stalbert and the mountains there. Rosemary, okay, he's still going. Alpha 7, they lost one earlier, they've now lost another. They're 2 players.
Alpha 7 getting ruined there by Rosemary, final player left alive. The skier still going on, side to buggy, but yeah, up towards the north side, a little bit awkward. Regnum Kanye should be regrouping fairly shortly over towards the south side of Yas Field. Don't really want to enter it just yet. I can't imagine this is heading over towards Stalbert, but if it does, what a circle that's going to be. Great game starting out there for DXAP as well. Mad Bulls, but they do have neighbors now, right? DXAP and Mad Bulls potentially clashing in the near future. Huge amount of space inside of Yasnaya though, so it's a matter of time and when this is going to happen.
There's a team here right now, Blank, that has been immensely proactive, very, very fast on these rotates. That's Ulf. They started down towards Very Pier. They moved very quickly out of there, and they have now once again moved to a very central position on this circle to the east of Yasnaya. I think they're going to have a good time of it. And now they're able to take shots like this over towards this fight with DXavier.
Yeah, I mean, DXavier already taking a knock there is pretty rough. And it's from no other than Aaron himself. Really, really skilled player. Has had an unbelievable come up over the years. So lovely to see. Zeus also spots over towards DXavier, sending shots now range towards them. And although they're in the zone, they have not always fared the best.
It's the age of the DXavier circle over. And they've only got 3 players though. Lambor already down and flushed. Let's hop back over to Mansion. Because Rosemary is still live and kicking, and maybe a very unknown quantity here to Goat Team, right? They may not suspect there is one on the inside, although he did take shots earlier, and you maybe expect that there is at least one. So perhaps being careful, but either way, not going to come into conflict just yet. I don't think Rosemary wants to over-peak, over-promise on his delivery. Alpha Gaming, rotating very close to Joker, who he's just going to be real chill with it right now. He's just hanging out. And they are going to diverge. This is on the north side. R8 are also up here on that north edge. Oh, hang on a minute. Rosemary. He's popped a shot over towards Vic, and that is potentially going to land on the nade. A nice bounce, but doesn't quite get through towards the rest of it. Kraken tries to go across. Rosemary, I mean, he's used to these solo situations. Doesn't quite get across the fence on that vault, but steps forward to the rest of it. Side angle. Rosemary making the mad dash across into the open. And he's in the building. That is dangerous. The nade's there, put away, but he steps up the stairs. One flight too many. And will be put down. Rosemary will fall.
Circle over towards the western side, fully on those fields. What a grim circle this is for DXavier as well as Mad Bulls. Lovely start for them to work with this one. DRX also having this spot on the western side is not bad, honestly. They get to circumvent the majority of the players with sort of a hard shift over towards that western side. Most players moving in from that east, if they try and rotate and make these wide wraps down towards the south side, likely they're going to come into conflict with one another. So although DRX, you know, they might have to struggle a little bit to get towards the western side of Yasnaya later on, they don't have to deal with too many teams.
I think it really does rely on this next circle. They should be safe, as you're right, for now, on the western side, but moving is going to be pretty dastardly. I think Vampire on the south, pretty happy. Reckon Kaya potentially as well on that south edge. Thunder Talk, much less smiley about things right now because they're all the way on the east side. There's a lot of rotation that seems to be moving clockwise around this circle. That's around, down towards the south side of this one. Kara leading the charge on that and actually impacting on the south edge towards Vampire. Okay, they're just going to give ground. So they don't want to overstay on that peak, on that angle. Kara may have a little bit of a spot on that south edge. Middle of the circle though, I think Team Flash currently in with a big opportunity to right their roles.
Yeah, they've got a pretty nice spot to work with, the Team Flash, and it is always going to be these clockwise rotations purely because of where the circle is. We have half of it which is just unplayable. You don't want to be playing on the north side of Yasnaya anyway. That's not an ideal position to be in, around the lakes, so teams just aren't going to play there. R8 may be crashing over towards APG fairly soon though, John, which will be an interesting fight because as we've seen, R8 can go toe-to-toe with APG. Sadly in that last game, they really did not have the position to work with, and that was because of APG in the first place with some really slick rotations, really good mind games going through over towards R8 towards the end of that Erangel.
Thunder Talk, I mean this is the team behind Kara in the clockwise rotate queue. Kara able to pull up successfully. Vampire regrouped to a 2-2. Now Kara fending off Thunder Talk, who are just trying to find their way on in, but really not having success anywhere. Goat team sit ahead of them on the north. And speaking of the north, let's hop on over, because Yol now with the challenge. This is R8 and APG clashing. R8 trying to rock up to the fight, looking to try and control the angle, and Yol goes down, but the off angles bite back. 2 for 2 right now. Prestige is flushed away, and Amori now seemingly alone out in the field here, looks for the flush to top, steps up, able to find it. And maybe on the inside too, but the angles are starting to multiply here as Reapers holds down the line. Doc moves into position, but does take a lot of damage. Irina coming in for the third party from the east side blank. They're moving up to the north to try and take these two teams down.
Super opportunistic there going through from Irina, and a necessary moment to go for it too. If they can clear out both teams, oh my god, they have so much space to work with on this side of the map. But that requires Irina to make this play. So far, it's mainly R8 and APG who are taking the shots at one another. Irina seems to be just watching, observing, like this is a cage fight.
Amori goes down, now 2 players on the inside for R8. They need to try and hold strong. They have just squeaked out the circle on the next shift here, and a lot of damage done leaves Amori out, but Doc is down as well. And that's Ulf chiming in from a really central position now. In the meantime, by the way, on our picture-in-picture, DXavier sent all the way out really fast from Yasnaya to crash into that location. We'll see if they're able to survive on it, because Team Flash are putting them under pressure. R8, though, they are still surviving here. And APG, very much not so.
Yeah, weird. It's a weird play that Irina makes here. I think it is sort of a lack of confidence from them almost to not just fully invest onto this. Already allowed to get 2 players in a buggy. Basically, at the start position, DRX chasing down 1 player from APG. But we do talk about the circle a little bit. Things start to pop off on the map. Quick barrel roll, but not enough. The basic maneuvers do not work. But yeah, moving over towards the eastern side now. Much more playable. Still a little bit awkward, but you'd much rather be here than in the fields of Yaz.
Absolutely. I think, to be honest, at the moment, though, Thunder Talk will take what they can get, because they are getting lit up. The east side obscured for Alpha 7, the last player to survive after a tussle with Rosemary, and the rest as well. Thunder Talk and Goat team coming into conflict. I don't think that Obscure is going to last too much longer. It depends if Goat team try and take shots up towards him or try and put pressure out that way, but Thunder Talk, I don't think they're going to be able to escape this blue zone. They just succumb to it. As AJ is flushed away, Obscure down as well. King now the last to stand for Thunder Talk on the east side. Alpha 7 down in 13th place.
Yeah, another amazing game from Alpha 7. They do get 5 elims though, and that's fine. for now, at least. With DXavier, the only other team towards the top of the lobby, still standing. It will keep them in contention. Thunder Talk, though, our PEL team, struggling.
Oh, Lewis with a long drop there. Trying to get some backup sent on in. Reknakaya not really able to find the opening shots, but Marceau goes down. That is a brilliant drop coming through from Loxy. Now Wild and Loxy on the inside with Lewis bearing down. It's handled. Business as usual for Reknakaya. Not an ox in their way. They're up to 7 elims now, Blank, and this is a much better game. Playing from the Heaven compound, it's worked out.
Yeah, real anticlimactic there for Kara.
Yeah.
Lewis flying over the top, misses the roof by a mile. And Regnum Kai shuts them down in 2 seconds. Go rocking up though, and because Regnum Kai was forced to move off position, couldn't hold both these buildings at the same time. Twix has a nade. Zedwolf very close by with one of his own, but doesn't quite have the tag on just yet. Doesn't have the bead, the marker. Oh, okay.
I wonder if they think they've checked that angle with that nade. That could be dangerous. They should hear the pin pull here. Zedwolf knows that Twix is stepping down. There's a rock up. There's a third party coming through from Vampire. This is going to crash into the back of Goat Team, so they cannot go for this engagement. Vampire playing in the foothills, but this is only 2 of them. And Vampire are actually going to probably turn around off this shift flank because it's hard back towards Yasnaya.
At least you have information, because the circle moves north. And it's again now a pretty nasty circle. For DXavier, they're quite happy with the position they hold. But for the Flash, this is a very much winning position for them. Absolutely winning position. You have clear sight lines over towards that eastern side as teams start to approach towards you. They really only need to deal with map balls. And map balls have to leapfrog a lot of buildings to get here, which gives plenty of time for Flash to dig them out of those trenches as they try and wade through.
I think Vampire's going to be pretty pivotal in how successful Maple's going to be. Potentially E-Arena on this north side as well. From that shaft, they have a lot of sight lines, but they do need to take it first, and it's not going down without a fight. 2 players fall on the inside. Marth cleaning house, not quite. Mormon able to step on in when his team needs him the most. They're dropping the smokes now, and they need to try and live this one out. But the north side, again, for E-Arena, if they can clean this out, great news.
NC2, hey, blocking my smoke.
Oh no, catches the heel there, not friendly, not nice. Catch for Ulf did flex all the way out to the east side. Vampire still taking a lot of damage, but it's actually Silas who chimes in for another knock towards Goat Team. There is an answer though. Oh, he's flushed away. Okay, hang on a minute. Oh yeah, losing players. They've actually, okay, they moved ahead. I was wondering, why are they taking shots from that back? Don't they need to get a move on? But no, they already did. But they have moved in with 3. That should be fairly successful here.
But Magnum Kaya, they are at 3 still, so they're not doing terribly. Wild is down again. Now the 2v4 versus Vampire, and you start to believe that it's gonna be rough now for Magnum Kaya. Already had a fairly decent game though with the 7 elims they're able to go. Zedwolf just peppered at the moment. I think for Magnum Kaya likely they go down soon, but I think they'll be quite pleased with this match so far anyway.
Wolf
Could go better.
1. Oh, he's traded. Killer Joe there. Noxy tries to move in to save his teammate, but he's flushed away very, very quickly. The roll down not going to quite connect. Catches on a mission, on a wide angle. The off angles are there. And Vampire now trying to stop this fight dead in its tracks. 2 players still for Regnum Kaya. Go up in smoke. Goat soon to follow. Divided and conquered by both Vampire and Ulf. The flex outs working wonders.
Tony K, what a player this guy is. Has always had a huge amount of talent and is now looking to prove it here at Pmgc. Catch goes down to Meowlag. And Ulf realizes maybe they bit off more than they could chew here versus Vampire.
You don't want to get into a chewing contest with a Vampire. That's just a terrible idea. All things considered, there are far better things to be going for. Although Wolves, pretty good chewing themselves. An age-old rivalry. We'll have to wait and see how that one's going to come on through.
They choked on their group stage.
Yeah, okay. Alright, that's fair. Vampire didn't even play a group stage. Shift into Flash's favour. How many points do they have though? 0. They've got no elims right now, Blank. And it is very much one of those late game, not gambles, but investments, right? It's a late game investment for Team Flash. They have put a lot of, they have a lot of presence on this East Point, as you were highlighting earlier. We'll see if they can maintain against some incredibly strong teams here. Going to look to try and take it from them.
It's still a weird circle in the sense that wherever it goes next does change the way the game plays. So if it starts moving up towards the north side, they start to have a difficult game. It's tough decisions ahead of them. Lovely shot on Aaron though, on the moving vehicle. Luckily Solus is there to find Turney.
And that was 3 players in the same vehicle, just getting sprayed down. Scarface, a complete broadside on that rotate. So just Joker remaining for the arena. I thought maybe, but no. They weren't the ones to save me. Not this time.
Ulf is ahead of them here. I think for Joker, he's not long for this world. They also have sightlines on him, right? They already took tags over towards this guy. So I'm pretty sure they know where he's playing. Vampire make their way up though towards Flash. Flash have to remove these players.
Yeah, the window shots not quite landing on towards Vampire on their approach. Already found an opening. This is not good news for Team Flash. Not many placement points if they go down here and now. That is not ideal. Joker trying to make his open dash. Zeus will be getting rest in the meantime. I think Mad Bulls need to think about moving now. Think about moving in towards the position of Team Flash. Maybe move a little bit further south. Get across that road potentially. We'll have to wait and see what they go for. Ulf also marshalling their forces. After losing Catch, they're playing as 3, but they've got this hillside.
You're concerned with the next circle though. I think for Mad Bulls, they don't want to cross this road because what happens if this moves north? What happens if this moves down towards the southwest? There is a lot of changes that can happen here where then suddenly Mad Bulls have a prime position. Sadly, that is just the case right now. So teams can't make these rash decisions too early. For Ulf, they're likely just going to hold on the eastern side as well because you'd have to wait for stage 7, stage 8 to truly understand what kind of rotation you need to make.
Come on, Team Flash. Let's start getting some elims here. It's about time. They really need to earn these points. They're getting a chicken dinner here. Pretty solid stuff, if you can find it. Vampire, though, they have been very effective on that south edge. Going for Crash. Okay, they're rolling it from the east side over towards DXavier. A lot of damage. No damage from the fire. Solus is next to pull, though, and DXavier with 2 hold out the first wave from the east side. Just Scarface now remains. A little bit of a lackluster roll up there coming on through. Over towards the DXavier corner. It's going to Flash, though, with the circle. Blank. I mean, they have to get points on this. They have to get more.
You got to translate this game. And if you don't, then life gets real difficult. Especially being in 16th place right now, this has to be the game that Flash really gets things back under control. If you can't win this match, you are starting to look a little bit scared for the Flash, because this is very much a winnable game. And with Vampire, like we said before, didn't play any of the stages of Pmgc. They are our invite team. To go down to this squad, that would be a little bit unfortunate, though.
I think so. Ground floor now, though. Under pressure, the Mad Bulls make the dash. Team Flash give ground. I don't think this is a terrible idea. You can't hold this with Vampire being in the wings, right? You cannot go for that fight with Vampire in such close quarters. They're already nading out your positions. They will third party you at a moment's notice. It's going to be a 3-way fight, I think, for this one. I think it's safe to say this fight is going to be our final 3.
Yeah, but DXavier getting in from this northeast side, very difficult. Scarface will try and put those long-range antics to good use for himself. But more likely looking for the top 3 here. Trying to live things through as long as possible. You can see what kind of open ground he's crawling into. It's likely one of these players will spot him at some point in the near future.
This 3-way standoff, I think, kind of helps Team Flash survive, but does slow them down. I saw an explosive bow. I just saw an explosive bow. I didn't realise we'd invited Sook. What's going on? He's
the
not
legacy
supposed to have
lives on.
qualified.
The legacy lives on.
Oh, it's there. In Team Flash's hands.
But it's good. It's definitely good for clearing out these types of windows. So I don't mind it. I really don't mind it.
Outside, they find their first point. Blank. That is good news. All right, they're off the mark. Surely now they get the rest of them too. At the moment, there are 10 more eliminations that they could possibly find in this lobby. Getting 11 would be great. I think getting 6 and a chicken dinner for them at the moment would be a good result.
See how Vampire handle this late game. See how Xavier attempts to remove himself from his position, but a pretty short flash. Mad Balls, they'll all be looking that way.
I think you deny here for Xavier. I think this is a deny situation. Maybe you send one in, try to have a weird third party, but I think you just deny the points.
It's getting to the wall, right? But again, there's so many angles looking at them that it's very unlikely. They have to be so aware of when these angles change that they can make this move. But as time has progressed, as time has moved on, this is now what they know to be one of the only viable spots remaining that is about to be out zone.
You know what? This is an explosive bow angle. Wait, Xavier are going for it. I thought they were going to hide in the shack and wait for the blue zone to envelop. Team Flash take some shots, but no.
If they get to the wall, it's fine.
Okay,
It's a question of getting to that wall, though.
The smokes are there, and there are two really difficult angles for them to deal with. They've blocked off that high ground for Mad Bull so far. Hydrogen still have the cover. They haven't breached that one just yet. The back smoke's fading, though. And they will start to run out of util here. They are investing all the smokes they have. Levi's gets across, just about hitting the deck. Is he safe from the Mad Bulls? No, not quite. The Molotov's over as well. And Levi's is there. Lazarus steps out, and everybody wants a piece of the pie. Levi's goes down, and the point is earned. Oh, that's by Mad Bulls.
That's Paragen remaining, crawling against the wall. The tiny gap, and he gets shot through it.
Oh dear. Oh, Bose finds the ankle. Pusher steps up very, very high there. Bit dangerous to step all the way up, because you do still have Vampire to worry about. I think if Pusher gets too bold here, could be disastrous. Paragen getting... Okay, yeah, surely it works. Surely not. Paragen across.
He stutter steps.
There it is.
He stutter steps it. That's actually very cool. And the nade does not make it far enough. The stutter step was crazy, because he runs out, stops it early, and if you're tracking that via gyro, that really ruins your whole spray.
He's across, you said. If they get up to the wall, it's dangerous, but there's only one of him. Surely he can't do that much, but a knock over towards Team Flash. I mean, the blue zone's going to push everyone in. Blank, this is the final zone. Our last three teams. Tom can't connect on the spray. Paragen evading these bullets. Another nade is getting cooked up, and Top is looking to pop a stim. The res is coming through in the meantime. Vampire are going to have to close down on this one, and Tops finally gets rid of the thorn in their side. 4 players now on every remaining team. Another point added to the tally for Team Flash, but only 2 so far. They need more.
Vampire looking for this chicken dinner. It's an awkward position to play. They are lacking the high ground. We're in stage 9. We're about to close all the way dead center, and no one really has advantage here because no one wants to play in the courtyard. Great nade from Flip though to start things off.
That should be a flush, nice and easy, but another knock goes over towards Vampire. Hala goes down. That should be reasonable, but the blue zone's putting a lot of pressure on. Vampire trying to dash across. Zia's trying to track through the smoke, but a little, again, a stutter step coming through. Lemon moves out in the meantime. Now he's up close and personal. Nade still in the pocket for Vampire, though, but a lovely lineup from Zias to find another onto Vampire. Mad Bulls, the only team now with 4 players alive. 2 elims on side. The Mad Bulls will be denied entry. Nobody now healthy. Pusher moving forwards. Team Flash starting to lose players. Wind drops down in the off angle there, and is the last player to go. And he will go up in smoke. A low elim game, and Team Flash denied.
God.
Vampire now burning in the sunlight under pressure. But 4 players alive, just about dodging it. A bounce on the nade, and 2 Mad Bulls now. Looking to charge through the Vampire. On the off angle, though, there is nothing to do. Oh no, it's self-made. Disaster strikes, and Lazarus with a bad bounce. Steps up, a challenge, 2v2. Viola now needs to go up big. Goes for 1, goes for 2, no. How on earth do they let that go? Vampire on their home ground. Fall to a self-nade. Lazarus, what are you going to do? And a miraculous turnaround for the Mad Bulls.
Actually, diabolical moves towards the end there. That nade ruined everything. But I will say one thing. The Molotov sent through the window. It got sent through the back window, through the side window, onto the shack. And that was really, really well played from Mad Bull. Super good knowledge of everything in that area in terms of terrain, in terms of building geometry. Gorgeous. I mean, they were helped along slightly. And then I also really wish that Meowlight came out of the shack a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that could have gone either way. The two-player lineup with an auto shotty, you can make it happen. It does exist, right? But they were on the snap, and they were able to find that shutdown. But yeah, a big misplay there for Vampire. Give that one away. Team Flash, they cannot make it either. We're going to be heading back to the desk. They're hopefully going to have some insight into how that happened.
Are you kidding me? The biggest upset so far in the finals. Mad Bulls pull out the chicken dinner.
I'd go even further. Are you flipping kidding me right now? Into the roof angle, right into hospital to the eastern side of Yasnaya Polyana, using the angle to the absolute limit. And that Molotov in particular disrupts the entire setup of Vampire, and they had to go back and try and heal up, which enables Mad Bulls to go down the building, over that little wall, and actually start to compete against Vampire for their win, and they snatched away at the very end of that match.
I mean, the timing that Mad Bulls was able to take over control from Police Station from Team Flash was just perfect, and here at the end, making sure that they win those fights. This squad ends up with 13 eliminations, and it's not even from the player that we're used to seeing, Max. It's not from Lemon. Everybody else starting to show up. Tulika right there with 3. You got Pusher with 5, Flip with 5 as well. But I gotta go back to this squad, making sure that they assert their dominance in Police Station, making sure that Team Flash backs off, and it was the winning play for them.
Yeah, clearly. Also a good play from Team Flash, because we have these 2 really strong buildings. We can't hold the 2 buildings as a full squad. We have to relinquish one over, and I think Mad Bulls understood. They're just going to say, hey, we want to take control. They give it up. They kind of work together, a symbiotic relationship, right, between Team Flash and also Mad Bulls, and it works out beautifully for them. So Mad Bulls, again, keeping up that momentum they built up during the league stage.
And to be honest, I want to see Team Flash be a little bit more assertive or their dominance. They shouldn't have given up that one. And I gotta go back. I'm gonna have to rip this team apart this early on, because they were able to allow Vampire Esports to crash without losing any players. And for the longest time, now you're having to worry about what's gonna be happening, right? Which gave the opening to Mad Bulls to end up overtaking Police Station. You gotta be able to make sure you defend a building, Team Flash, early on in that match. You cannot just be conceding those buildings over and over again to this top teams, or you're gonna end up like this. If they want to stay in the Police Station, guess what? We would have been talking about Team Flash getting the win.
Yeah, it could have been Team Flash to take the win, but unfortunately that was not the case. We know what was the case. Regnum Faria, plus once again. It keeps happening. They have a vendetta right now. After they're like, no island finish can save you this time around in 2025. It's been looking good in the early stage, but and late game, so many wide rotations.
Yes.
So RA go for it, trying to go for this fight, but APG at one point, Dogwood going split.
Yes.
Fight breaks out 7, and he instantly regroups. They don't win the fight, but it's good to see that he's willing to fight with a team in close quarters.
Hold on, Max. Repeat that for me. What did Doc do?
He regroups with his team.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe those words are coming out of your mouth, considering how many times we have talked about Doc just being a solo player for the squad. I mean, APG, finally, here in the grand finals, at least after 3 matches, even though things don't end up going their way there in this last match, it's good to see that they're starting to readjust to those little mistakes. And one thing that even after ripping Team Flash apart, I gotta give them some props. This team, from what I saw in this game, is much better at pushing the action than defending the action. If you find them in a spot where they're able to defend it, they're gonna give away that round, but there at the end, when we saw them being a little bit more proactive, they were able to get some knocks.
Yeah, I do like how they're willing to give positions away if needed, so there's not going to be too big an issue. There we go, looking at the wide rotations. We have Regnum going for their very fair rotation, and so will Vampire, that are renowned around the world as a very slow edge-focused team when it comes to their rotations. And here in particular, the circle going up north, you just go control Alamo, have an initial display. And then you're going to see here, this play is very good because you're fighting Regnum, and then go into heaven south, and they see that like, well, we can speak from there. Take that position. Vampire, they are so smart. They know how the lobby responds to certain situations and certain circles, and they are able to take the position to kind of bully the other teams into submission.
I've been talking about Vampire. I wanted to see what they were going to be able to do here within the first 3 matches. If it was a team that was going to end up contesting for that championship, even though they didn't get anything done in regards to league stage, they weren't able to play because they weren't that special invite for them. I'm super impressed with the way they've been able to work out. I mean, you see right there, Mad Bulls with 23 total points, Vampire with 7 eliminations. Props to them for deciding to